half carnal, half dreamtime, and always under her own strict control. Katebush.
I can't think of anything before Katebush that was like Katebush. You know, she came out seemingly from another planet.
Her voice in general is just incredibly captivating, isn't it? You're just sort of like, eh? What is that?
Oh yeah, you're amazing. We think you're incredible.
Katebush and her grand piano, well, that's like John Wayne in his saddle. You know, thank you.
A GP's daughter, the 11-year-old Kate started writing songs in her childhood home in Welling, Kent.
I could never do it in front of people. I've never been able to. And if I do, I automatically feel that the fact that it's a performance, because as soon as you have someone in the room with you, I feel you should give them the best. You should perform.
They were very, very quirky at that age, and then round about 13, 14, they started to take a structure musically and in the lyric content. And so something like Man with a Child in His Eyes was showing the potential of her music.
He's here again, the man with a child in his eyes.
A demo tape found its way to EMI.
I remember when I got into EMI, there was literally a mantra, birds don't sell. It struck me that she was so unusual. The songs were unusual, the voice was unusual, everything was pretty well unique.
I signed the contract, and there was just feelings that we weren't sure how to handle it. I mean, I myself felt that I was very young at that time.
Signed at 16 and given 18 months to learn exactly how to be Katebush, she released her first single in 1978.
Out on the wide, windy moors, we roll and fall in green.
When I first heard the finished version of Wuthering Heights, I thought, this has got to be a hit single. And I remember at the time that she had some disagreements with the people at EMI about which should be the first single.
She just put her foot down and I gave in.
I hated you.
I said, we'll put Wuthering Heights out, it won't work, and then you'll have learned a lesson. And of course, I was 100% wrong, and she was 100% right.
The day after she'd been on Top of the Pops, everybody at school was saying, yeah, who was that girl?
I remember my mum, God rest her soul, when she first heard Katebush and I played it, I brought it home, didn't I? Oh, Johnny, it sounds like a bag of cats. At first it seemed absurd, the Heathcliff way up there, but it isn't at all, it fits. Those shrieks and warbles are beauty beyond belief to me.
We've also got for you 4, not 1, 4 Katebushes.
With success, Kate found herself on the old promotional treadmill.
Hello, I know it's back to school for a lot of you, and I hope you're not too excited about that to enjoy the programme. I'm very happy today because my guest is Katebush. Welcome, Kate.
Hello.
But Kate and light entertainment were at times a bizarre mix.
She'd turn up at a television station expecting to be interviewed seriously, only to find that they were ready to talk to her about her boyfriends or something.
One last question from Jane Fear about your hair. What do you do to it? She loves it.
In 1979, Kate was to prove she was more than mime, music and song.
There was this anticipation. Everybody had seen the videos, everybody had heard the music. Could she actually do it live?
When she took the decision to go on tour, no one doubted how important it could prove to her career.
The show was epic, incorporating song, dance, mime and magic.
Stretch, stretch and down. When I told people I was working on the tour, I mean, my position was elevated immediately because this was really the big pop, it was more than pop event. Not only was it the pop event, it was like a theatre event of the year.
It was the pinnacle, at that time anyway, of the realisation of everything that she was working for visually, sound-wise, musically, and it was an extraordinary achievement.
I'm knocked out. I can't believe that audience.
Worth that 3 months hard work? Oh, well worth it.
I'm just completely knocked out, really.
When she went out and did it, it was almost like, well, there you go. You know, I can do it, you know, and I can do it bloody well.
Like Kate, her tour was a one-off, and she retreated into the studio.
Don't you have a problem now? You're just over 21, and you've made it. What is there left to do now?
Everything.
Kate continued to create music that always had a sense of intrigue.
For a man in uniform to carry home that little soldier. Should have been a rock star. But he didn't have the money for a guitar.
It's not always easy to read. Again, there's that sense of mystery. She makes you work a little bit for it.
But he never really made it to his 20s.
I remember I couldn't actually figure out what she was saying when I was younger. It's only when I kind of looked at lyric sheets and stuff. Well, actually not even lyric sheets, Googled them. Showing my age.
She surprised me with all the clues, and it's up to me to put the answer together. Well, that's the Quran of music, and that surely is what we're all looking for. No easy answers to anything.
Of course, she was taking quite a risk, because in those days lots of people thought that girl pop singers shouldn't be involved in anything to do with politics or philosophy or whatever.
It's in the trees. It's coming.
When I was a child, running in the light.
By 1985, with 5 albums under her belt, Kate was now in complete control, recording and producing her own music and the accompanying visuals.
You're a very determined girl. You went away on your own terms to make this LP, didn't you? What makes your studio special for you?
Well, it's got all the environmental things that we want, the right kind of sounding rooms, and it's what we want, which is why we did it.
You say we all the time. It's very much, though, a very solo sort of thing. I mean, you've produced the thing, you've written the thing.
I'm in control, but there's no way I could do it by myself. I rely on people around me to advise me.
I think she was one of the first female artists that started a sort of creative community around her and controlled it and shaped it, really, and was just unafraid to experiment, for better and for worse.
Stepping out of the public eye and into her own creative world meant Kate made herself unintentionally even more mysterious.
If there is a reluctance to get involved with the media, it's because she doesn't want to play with the bullshit. And through those years where people say, you know, she hid away from the world and so on, she was just making records. It might take 10 years to do it. And if that's the way she works, that's the way she works.
She'd proved that there are no real rules. If you want to do it this way, you know, do it absolutely in the personal way that you see it. And I think that a lot of artists found that incredibly empowering.
It's not about rolling in the money. It's about the joy of knowing that what you've done really does touch people's hearts. Okay, you just can't beat that.
We take it for granted now that women are going to, you know, produce themselves, write their own music, be responsible for themselves, have their own management companies. Back then, in 1978, that was all new. You know, so she's definitely a pioneer, serious pioneer.